Listen to what Allah says about who a true believer is. Allah says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم in Surah Al-Anfal, إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. Allah says, as a matter of fact, the true believers are the ones, and when they are reminded about Allah, and when His verses are recited upon them, they come to a class, they read the Quran, they open up on social media and they have, mashaAllah, an algorithm of ayat of Quran that come to them. Someone reminds them, they remember their sins, they remember themselves. And then what happens to them? Allah says, their hearts begin to shiver. And you can see it on their face, like this young man who cried. And their iman increases immediately on the spot. They feel a heightened force inside of them that makes them feel close to Allah, in the form of this shivering. Sometimes a cry, sometimes you feel goosebumps. Sometimes you take a breath and you close your eyes. These are all signs that when you heard Allah's verses and when Allah is mentioned to you, it shows you have iman that is alive in you. وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ, and they keep their trust in Allah. A lot of us, when we hear about the word they keep their trust in Allah, we think about when things go wrong in our life. But did you know that keeping your trust in Allah is also when you are faced with sins that debilitate you sometimes, but you keep your positive attitude with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you keep trying your best and not giving up on Allah, and you don't give up on your other good deeds just because you're doing a few sins, because you rely on Allah. That's also part of trusting in Allah, because the shaitan is always there whispering to you that you are a hypocrite, to stop you. He doesn't settle with you just stopping one or two things. He will keep going at it if he can to whisper to you to become a disbeliever completely. But the shaitan has no power over you except whispers. And we remind one another. Always have those friends that remind you. Keep coming to the masjid. Keep fighting your urges of not going and meeting and sitting with people who will remind you of Allah. And insha'Allah, you will stay aware.